It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Good evening, everybody. Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Great to have you with us on 2K Sports. And coming up in just a bit, tip-off will be live from Charlotte as the Hornets go up against the Denver Nuggets. Well, it was Denver in their last game with a loss to the Wizards. They haven't forgotten the fact that this team swept them last year in the regular season. This is a game they had circled going in. Kenny, I'll tell you what.
What?
We've already seen some big matchups to start this season. It's very early.
Yes.
But in the real world, how soon do you start thinking about playoff ramifications?
Oh, you start thinking about playoffs from day one.
Oh,
the end
come
goal
on.
is always some.
But you're not thinking about where you
always
are. Hey,
somewhere in
right
your
now
mind.
we'd play these guys.
Yes,
you know.
always. I look at them in 5-game blocks. I would be like, hey, man, in these 5 games, we need to be here for the playoffs. After these 5, we need to be here. Because that's, if you don't, it could get out of control and out of your control.
I can tell just from his reaction of shaking his head that he's not buying what you're selling.
Don't listen to that jibber-jabber, Ernie. You focus on one game at a time. The rest will just take care of itself.
One game
So
at
you
a
go
time.
less than I do.
One game at a time,
I went
take care of
5-game
itself.
blocks. You went
and then if you
one
need
game
to
at a
make an
time.
adjustment, you don't wait. You just
When
make
did you
the
think about
adjustments.
playoffs, though?
When playoff time came around.
So not like early on in the season you weren't thinking playoffs
man.
like Kenny was.
Can't control the future. Only I can.
It didn't work that time. Nothing showed up in your hand.
Nothing.
It doesn't always work that way. What do you think this is, some video game? Kevin Harlan, take it away.
K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Tell him sit down. Be humble. 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 Sit down.
And from Charlotte, North Carolina, the home of the Hornets, we're broadcasting live from the Spectrum Center. Alongside Chris Webber and Craig Anthony, I'm Kevin Harlan, the 4th member of our crew. From the sideline, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. For the Denver Nuggets, they come in off that loss to the Wizards.
No other way to put it. The defense was awful, completely uninspired at that end of the floor.
Well, they had a hard time forcing turnovers, and then on the other end, made quite a number of mistakes themselves.
And still, Chris, a lot of games left. Talk about the marathon of an 82-game season. Boy, it seems like a lot.
Man, you have to control your emotions. You have to control your energy. It is grueling. There's so many ups and downs of the seasons. There's so many momentum changes for you and for others that you have to keep a constant focus. And so 82 games, you know, college, that's about 30 games. And so if you're a rookie, you're playing about 3 of those seasons. And even if you're a veteran, you're going to get tired right before All-Star break. So how do you manage your body? How do you recuperate? How do you keep focus on those tough, cold nights during the winter? That all takes part into becoming a great player.
Yeah, real balancing act for sure.
It is a balancing act. It's how do you figure out balancing your mind, balancing your focus, and then balancing your body, staying off your legs.
Now let's take a look at the Nuggets opening lineup. Chandler at small forward with Millsap the 4. Moody and Harris are their lengthy guard set. And it's Jokic in at the 5, roaming the paint. And the Nuggets over the past few seasons have done a great job as an organization of collecting talent.
And with that steady approach, they've been able to develop a star with Jokic. The Nuggets took a very disciplined approach to building this team, and you can see the depth they enjoy, and it all starts with the job this front office has done.
It's good. Monk with the ball. Williams a screen. Outside, Kid Gilchrist. To the inside. Knocks it loose. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Millsap. Monk, no one around him, and he's good on the 3-ball.
That's the awareness that Kid Gilchrist has out there. Excellent at knowing where the open man is.
Millsap kicks to Harris. Millsap a screen. Millsap a screen on Kid Gilchrist. Here's Chandler. Hornets with the rebound. This game coming after a loss against the Bucks.
And I think they can hold their heads high from that performance, you know, despite the final score being what it was.
Especially since they were in a hostile environment. They rose to the challenge, but just simply fell a little bit short.
Now, here's Monk. Wilson Chandler unable to get his shot to go. Monk. That shot, no good. Good defense by Jokic. Harris up top. He's definitely not pleased how he played against Washington. Such a wide open look.
There's a chance he could go for a big game if they don't D him up on the perimeter.
Here in the first quarter with about 2 minutes gone by. Howard with a screen on Harris. Monk dishes to Howard. And he banks in the layup. Howard's got his first points of the night.
Love the focus from Howard. So excellent at draining difficult shots over the defense.
For Denver, they've gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Jokic a screen. Passes to Harris. Over Monk. Gets the front of the rim and out.
Not easy to miss a clean look inside like that, but he manages to do it.
Outside, Walker. Howard at the elbow. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Back to Walker. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time.
And we get a chance to check out the numbers for Kemba Walker. He's coming off an excellent season. He was around 23 points a game, 5 assists and 4 rebounds. With him, you get so much, but his ability to lead the way with his scoring, probably his best attribute.
An offensive juggernaut. I mean, he can just beat you in so many ways. You got to give it up for him.
Harris passes to Jokic. Over Howard. And the shot is long.
You got to give the D credit there. It affected him. He didn't have much room to get the shot off.
Picked by Williams. That's a 2-pointer from Walker. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
But the book on Kemba Walker used to be that you could stay behind the screens, not work that hard, duck behind them because he wasn't going to do anything special. Well, he's worked on that, and he's fixed it, and it's paid off. We've seen his field goal percentage fly up in recent years, and that also means his ankle breaker moves have come up because now you have to respect his jump shot, and his ball handles some of the best in the NBA.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw good from Walker. And part of the jump for Kemba has been his shot. But it also, Chris, seems that he plays within himself, I think, a lot more now. He used to force the offense, but now is much more patient.
Well, yeah, he's done a great job in addressing the weaknesses he's had in this game. And he's a complete point guard. That's what a leader does for their team, and he is the leader of that locker room.
And so Walker nails both of them.
He's so confident, so self-assured on every free throw he takes.
Moutier kicks to Millsap. Chandler a screen. Williams against Millsap. He dishes it to Chandler. Millsap a screen. Chandler down low. He's covered by Kid Gilchrist, and he gets the bucket. Hornets leading by 3. Outside, Walker. Picked by Williams. Walker dishes to Howard. Monk kicks to Walker. Clock at 6. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
Even with the D swarming Walker, he rattles in these shots. Just an exceptional finisher close to the basket.
Moutier pass to Harris. Chandler a screen. Moutier with the ball. He's picked up by Walker. Shot from the wing. Millsap misses.
Just superb defense there. You could tell they definitely affected the release of that shot.
Howard setting the pick for Monk. Inside, here's Howard, and Howard with the stuff.
You allow Howard to get in close, he's going to punch that ticket.
The Nuggets trail by 7. Now, Moutier. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Washington. Here's Chandler. And the rebound goes to Howard.
I like the burst to the bucket right there, but the finish has got to be better.
Outside, Walker. Kicks it to Monk. Pass to Howard. Now, here's Monk. Guarded closer. And here's Walker outside. Drills the three-pointer. Walker's got 7 points.
Fruitful possession. Just doing what they can to extend the lead.
And that's what you have to do. Stay in the moment. Keep grinding.
And Denver decides to take their first time out here. And this is the first time matched up with the Hornets this season.
And really an odd series between them a year ago as they couldn't get a win in either meeting. And here's a look at some numbers for Howard. He's coming off an excellent season. 4th in field goal percentage, 5th in rebounding, and he's a shot blocker as well. Top 20 in that category last season. Great timing and challenges at the rim.
And yeah, he's one of the most efficient scorers in the league for sure. Moves without the ball, avoids taking the bad shots. That's why he was top 5 in field goal percentage last year. Millsap a screen. Just 5 to shoot. And they get it. Dwight Howard pulls it in. Howard's got his 3rd rebound tonight. Left side, Walker. Here's Monk. Off the iron that time.
I'll give him that shot again. He'll probably hit it. That's a good look.
And Chandler, here we go. And Chris, usually the guys who score a lot of points get all the attention. But if you had to pick some who don't get a lot of credit for the way they fill it up, who would some of those names be?
That's tough. I think anytime you have a guy like DeMarcus Cousins, who's a big guy and one of the top leading 5 scorers in the league, I think he doesn't get enough credit for scoring. His teammate, Anthony Davis, probably because of his record and his team not winning as much, doesn't get enough credit. Kawhi Leonard, because he's quiet and unassuming, doesn't grab that credit. And then you got guys like Gordon Hayward, who's just coming onto the scene, Kemba Walker, who's exciting, and Jimmy Butler. I mean, it's a lot of guys that don't get enough credit. And you want to go to the West Coast and go back to point guards. Go to Damian Lillard, who felt he was snubbed as an all-star. But that's the great thing about this league. There's so many great players. You better play hard every night to get some credit, because if not, someone else is deserving to have their name up there just as well.
Charlotte making a switch here. Zeller's checked in. And both free throws good for Wilson Chandler.
Well, when you go up against the Hornets, you know that they're going to battle you for rebounds. Great job of closing out possessions. They rarely get pushed around on the glass.
And Walker kicks to Monk. Feeds to Howard. Here's the dish to Monk. Howard against Jokic. Right block shot, and Howard finishes it off. Howard's got 6 points.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
Jokic a screen. They set the screen. Fires for 3. And another miss by Denver.
And the shots just continue to say no in terms of fouling.
Walker dishes to Monk. Screen by Howard. Monk, the pass to Howard. Outside, Walker. From 11 feet away. And it's Denver with the rebound. Here's Moutier. Jokic a screen. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
And last season, how about the jump to true stardom that Jokic was able to make? There was a stretch where every game he just looked more and more incredible. Truly gave this team, I think, a franchise player in the blink of an eye.
He's off on the first. And for so many fans, Greg, of Jokic, it wasn't a surprise to see his play blossom last season.
Yeah, and boy, did he. Jokic is so skilled for a big man, having played point guard growing up. Still very young and looks to be a star for a long time.
Catching up on the changes for Denver. Fareed's checked in for Chandler. Barton comes in for Harris. And it's Jamal Murray in for Moutier. And he sinks the second. Here's Lamb. 17 points for him last game against the Bucks in Milwaukee.
Oh, well, his rebounding stood out, too. He gave them a big lift on the boards.
Now here's Lamb. 9-point game. To the middle, the 10-footer. And the basket good. A bank shot that time. Kaminsky's got his first basket of the night.
Starting to surge here, and we're only in the first quarter.
And it's happening at both ends, trying to end this thing before it begins.
Here's Barton. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Washington.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
Here's Stone. Pass to Kaminsky. There's the feed to Stone. Now here's Kaminsky. Fareed defending. Clock at 4. And that's out of bounds. Charlotte will retain possession. Let's take this chance to see which of last season's teams had the most second chance points in the league. The Nuggets in second.
This was a team that was really savvy when it came to getting position under the boards and then getting those offensive putbacks.
Plumlee is checked in for Nikola Jokic. No good from Lamb.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
And here is Murray, looking for his first basket still in this one. Terrific design on the pick play, and he lays it in.
You got to feel comfortable when Murray is working the pick and roll. His shooting, speed, and passing all are next level.
Now here's Lamb. They lead by 7. That shot off the mark. Some solid defense from Fareed. There's the foul. It's on Jeremy Lamb. That is his first foul of the game. Barton outside. Millsap sets the pick for Barton. He kicks to Millsap. Now here's Barton. Tight defense on him. Shot clock at 5. Shoots from the baseline.
In building this lead, they've done a terrific job finishing their defensive sequences with the backboard. That has been key.
Kaminsky with the ball. Working on Plumlee. And the basket by Kaminsky. Kaminsky's got his second bucket.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this lead.
Millsap sets the pick for Murray. Dishes to Millsap. Goes up the baseline. Rebounded by Lamb. Charlotte leading by 9. And he gets it to go from the high post.
And the defense looks soft early on. They've got to summon up a little more sense of urgency.
Screen by Fareed. The pass to Murray. 1:27 left to play here in the first. Here's Millsap. The shot will not fall. And Charlotte will go the other way with it.
Well, he's having a tough go at it so far this quarter. Not much dropping for him.
Here's Stone. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Kaminsky inside, working on Plumlee. And the basket by Kaminsky. And the Hornets lead by 13.
Now, strength was one of the biggest concerns about Kaminsky coming out of college. But he takes the hit there and still muscles in the shot.
Barton kicks to Fareed. Pass to Barton. There's the foul. It's on Jeremy Lamb. That's foul number 2 for him.
And that's already a second foul. He may have to spend some time on the bench to stay out of early foul trouble.
Trey Lyles checked in for Paul Millsap. Stolen away. And a fast break now for the Hornets. And the basket by Stone.
The tenacity, the attention to detail, it's why these guys are in complete control.
Well, they continue to extend the lead. Terrific play on both ends of the court.
Here's Lyles. Swiped away. Shot and game clock separated by 5. Here's Lamb. Plays it in off the breakaway.
And already with the commanding lead, a terrific offensive performance.
Oh, okay, you've done your job so far, but the question is now, can they sustain this level of energy? There's still a lot of game to play.
Now here's Barton. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Plumlee with the screen. Right wing, just 5 on the clock. The Nuggets with another miss.
And he rushed that one, no doubt about it. The D out of position, you could see the frustration on his face.
And as we conclude the first quarter, a one-sided game so far. It's Charlotte leading by 17. We'll be back shortly live from Spectrum Center. And welcome back. It's been all one-sided so far through the first quarter as our second quarter gets underway. And a comfortable margin for the Hornets here, guys.
I mean, a huge lead, and already after this first quarter, they're starting to make it look easy.
I love it. They have their track shoes on. Right off the tip, they were in full attack mode. This offense is really churning.
The Nuggets trail by 17. On the floor for Denver as we get going here in the second quarter. Lyles out there with Kenneth Fareed. Then it's Will Barton. Then there's Plumlee. And it's Murray in at the point. One thing that I think many players and certainly many other coaches, Chris, in the NBA love about Steve Clifford is his brutal honesty. He will pull no punches with you.
Yeah, reporters just can't throw cliche phrases at him during the press conferences or he'll dismantle them. The frankness he has with the media and players is one reason players like playing for him.
Here's Lyles. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Shoots from 12. And he gets the friendly spin, and that one drops.
And the confidence from Murray, just so efficient from the interior.
On the wing, Lamb. He feeds it to Kaminsky. Pulls it from 20. And Lamb with the basket on the assist by Kaminsky. 6 points for Lamb.
From that in-between range, they've been the much better team.
Barton outside. Plumlee with the screen. Lyles kicks to Fareed. Out left to the wing. Down low. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. And if you're wondering where the points are coming from here tonight, here's a breakdown in the scoring between the front court and back court tonight for Charlotte.
And we can see pretty even there between the guards and the bigs. That kind of balanced production has what's helped them craft this huge lead.
That free throw, no good. And when the Nuggets are clicking on offense, Greg, they are a joy to watch.
You know they are, and one reason is because they're one of the better passing teams in the league. And right near the top in terms of assists per game last season. And all players on this roster at all positions look to make that extra pass to get an easy bucket.
Good on the second free throw. Well, Chris, NBA players will go around to every arena at least once in a season. Does each arena have its own feel and look? And how does that impact players when they play on the floor? A depth perception from the basket to the last row. They've told me that every building feels different. Is that true?
Yeah, every building does feel different, but because every player is different, you know, it just depends on which guy in which arena. You know, I used to love Portland because it was dark in Portland and it felt warm in there. I don't know why. I mean, I can't really even explain that well, but yeah. I used to love playing in Portland. And I know some guys that have an arena that is bright, or they just love getting there, or maybe they just love that city. So a lot of times, I tell you what arena I really loved, and it was the first time I went to Boston Garden because I just sat and I stretched on the floor probably for the longest of any game, because I sat there and I touched the parquet floor and I got to look up at all the banners, and I'm, you know, kind of reading the banners there and who played there and what year they won, and tried to remember that team. And so in some arenas it's just special because who's performed there and who's been there before you, and so every arena has a different feel.
That's a great answer. Fareed, no good on the free throw.
When you watch the Hornets play, it seems like they play with a chip on their shoulder. I mean that in a good way. They play like they have something to prove. They have a very self-driven team. Some very slack defending, playing with fire to leave him that open beyond the arc.
Chandler, no good. Hornets leading by 12. Here's Stone.
All right, a chance to take a look at some stats for Murray. How he did last season. Last year, averaged 10 points per game, 2 rebounds, and 2 assists. Year one, he had to kind of find his way, but he seems poised to make some big strides here in his sophomore season.
Well, the team wants him to carve out a larger role for himself, but talent-wise, he's definitely got it in him.
Looking at who's out there now for the Hornets. Michael Kidd-Gilchrist is checked in for Cody Zeller, and it's Kemba Walker in for Stone. Tries from 16, and Jeremy Lamb, the bucket on the assist from Marvin Williams. Chris, as you said, win or lose, you know that this Hornet team is going to battle you for all 4 quarters. They don't give up.
Well, a lot of that camaraderie has developed on this roster because of that. They know they don't have superstars and big names, but it doesn't deter them. They know they have a small margin there.
Howard's checked in for Charlotte. Monk comes in for Lamb. Gary Harris, he's checked in for the Nuggets. And here are the Nuggets now. It's a 14-point game. Moutier kicks to Harris. Denver keeps it going. A new 24-second shot clock. Lyles, no good.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over him.
Screen by Howard. Over to the wing. Outside, Kidd-Gilchrist. Some nice pass in here by Charlotte. Monk kicks to Walker. Down to 5 on the shot clock. That one drops for him. Walker's got 9.
And Walker uses every inch of his 6'1" frame to nail the interior shots, really using his body well.
Moutier kicks to Harris. Screen by Fareed. And Gary Harris, good for 3. Harris has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Charlotte leading by 13. Out to the wing. Monk dishes to Howard. Pass to Monk. There's Walker with the 3. Chandler with the rebound.
He had 1 3-pointer in the first, but still searching for that second.
To the paint. Looking for Harris. He gets it there, and it's good for 2. Harris has got 5 points now in the quarter.
And, guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
Now here's Walker. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against the Bucks in Milwaukee. Monk. That falls. Nice feed that time from Walker. 6 points for Malik Monk.
Oh, and Walker strikes a nice balance between scoring and finding his teammates. That time for a wide-open bucket.
Moutier passes to Fareed, and there's the call on Howard. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Oh, he's not happy to pick up a second foul. This early in the game, he's got to be careful now.
The Nuggets making a switch here. Jokic is checked in. Moutier kicks to Harris. Over Monk. It's rebounded by Charlotte.
Solid rebound there, and with the score like it is, that's an area where they can't afford to get lazy.
Chandler against Kid Gilchrist. Back to Williams. There's the pick. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in. Williams has got 5.
Williams extending the defense out beautifully, rising up over his defender despite him being all over him.
And Harris wide open. He shoots, and he sinks the shot coming off the strong pick.
Well, after not making anything from the field in the first, I mean, he has really elevated his game this second quarter.
Kicks it to Kid Gilchrist. Over Chandler. And Kid Gilchrist gets it to go in.
You have to love how Kid Gilchrist isn't afraid of working his way down inside, using his tremendous size to his advantage.
And with Moutier, although he is a heavy rotation player, Greg, he is still somewhat of a project long term.
You know, it isn't always easy to be patient with Moutier, but that's what is needed. Slowly improving his efficiency, which is a big issue for him. And you can see the raw potential, but he has a lot of smaller things to clean up.
And the Nuggets making a change here. Millsap's checked in. And here's Harris from the arc. It's rebounded by Charlotte. Howard's got 6 rebounds here tonight. And Walker kicks to Williams. That falls. Nice feed that time from Walker. He has 7.
Yeah, that's the 3rd bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle.
It's stolen by Monk. Walker with it. He's got 9. Monk dishes to Walker. The 3 ball. Up again. Great positioning on the putback. Kid Gilchrist has got 4 points now in the quarter.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
The Nuggets trail by 20. Now Moutier. Outside Millsap. Williams with the block. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Williams. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Millsap. 18 feet away, and he knocks it down. Millsap's got his first points of the game. Charlotte leading by 18. Howard setting the pick for Walker. He dishes it to Williams. Outside, Kid Gilchrist. Feeds it to Howard. Puts up a 3. The shot's good from Monk. Monk's got 9.
Well, he struggled out of the gate, but now he's really cooking in the second quarter.
The Nuggets trail by 21. Moutier kicks to Harris. Some nice ball movement by the Nuggets. Millsap a screen. Pass to Jokic. And it's sent back by Howard.
No trespassing. Howard patrolling the defensive end.
Outside, Walker. The dish now to Monk. The three. That falls. Nice feed that time from Walker. Walker's got 3 assists in the game. For Denver, they've gone 7 of 14 in the second quarter, shooting to the tune of 50%. Here's Jokic. The shot goes in. First of the night. He's 1 for 3 to start the game.
And his presence as a scorer, it just has a calming effect for the rest of the team. He's a fallback option whenever they need one.
Now, here's Walker. 9 points in the game so far. The kick out to Williams. Here's Monk. Chandler with the rebound. Chandler's got his 3rd rebound on the night. And Kemba Walker is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul. Bacon, he's checked in for Kid Gilchrist. And Denver with a change here, too. Mason Plumlee's checked in for Wilson Chandler. And here's Moutier. And here's Harris from the arc. Rebounded by Howard. Here's Walker. Screen by Howard. Lobbed up there for Howard. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. Here's Harris. Here's Jokic. 2 points. That one goes. Jokic has got 5.
Oh, tough effort right there on the glass. Those second chance points can pay off in a big way.
Howard setting the pick for Walker. The feed to Howard. And it's Howard finishing it off.
Oh, and Walker excellent in the pick and roll, reading the defense and setting up his teammates.
Denver's gotten into trouble with the 3 ball in the second quarter, only hitting 1 of 5 attempts. Moutier passes to Jokic. Jokic a screen. Jokic sets the screen for Harris. It's blocked. Now here's Walker. 9 points in the game so far. And out of bounds as the Nuggets gain possession. So an almost entirely new group in now for Charlotte. Zeller, he's checked in for Howard. Kaminsky comes in for Marvin Williams. Lamb, he's checked in for Monk. And Julian Stone subbed in for Kemba Walker. Denver also making some changes. Will Barton comes in for Harris. And it's Jamal Murray in for Moutier.
And really the Nuggets, a stronger team than many had predicted last season. One area that troubled them was the defensive end. And when they would lose, it was usually by being unable to come up with consistent stops.
Count the basket.
He just needs some time to warm up. After a difficult first period, he has turned on the Jets in the second quarter.
Stone dishes to Lamb. He kicks to Kaminsky. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It's going to be on Mason Plumlee.
Look at Kaminsky, an under-the-radar athlete, someone who draws defenders into him because of his size.
And for the Nuggets and their defensive issues, Greg, a lot of it stemmed from their lack of rim protection.
Yeah, the inability to challenge shots in general, for that matter. And they also had problems applying pressure and forcing turnovers as a team, at the bottom of the league in terms of turnovers forced.
The free throw drops for Kaminsky.
Look, he's one of those rare bigs who can score from anywhere. Kaminsky hasn't been as good of a free throw shooter as one might expect.
Michael Kidd-Gilchrist is checked in for Charlotte. He's perfect from the line this time.
Well, Kaminsky, one of the rare four-year players taken in the lottery. I mean, he's had some struggles finding his offense in NBA consistency. He needs to get a little bit stronger and a little bit more consistent in the shot.
Now, here's Millsap. 17 points in his last outing. Murray, no good. Here's Stone. Dishes it to Kaminsky. 4 on the shot clock. Charlotte needs to get a shot off. Second shot opportunity. Back to Kid Gilchrist. Stone kicks to Kid Gilchrist. Off the pick. And slam dunk by Kid Gilchrist.
Defending Kid Gilchrist, you got to make him a shooter. Much too dangerous when he's attacking the rim.
Denver's gone 1 of 6 from three-point land in the second quarter. Less than 20%, but they've continued to let him fly. And Jokic with the basket on the assist by Murray. Jokic has got 6 here in this quarter. Charlotte leading by 22. 17 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. They set the screen, and a wide open look for Lamb. Almost, but it rolls out.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
Three-pointer, Barton. And so it's Charlotte cruising into the quarter break with a 22-point lead. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Kevin. Here with Kenneth Fareed. Kenneth, you guys have been out-rebounded by a lot. Why do you think that's happened?
I don't know. We're missing a lot of threes, so they're getting a lot of those rebounds, and they're really gang rebounding in this group. So they're really getting after it, and they're making sure that we don't get no second-chance shots.
Well, we'll see if that gets fixed in the second half, Kenneth. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
The first half in the books. This is Ernie Johnson. This is Shaquille O'Neal. This is Ken Smith. Welcome back.
Ken,
as we break down the action. After the first 2 quarters of play, it's Charlotte in control. They are completely in control of the game, leading by a massive amount. Kenny, what's your take?
they're going right to the rim, finishing every chance they get. The D was helpless trying to stop them and beating them inside. I love the relentlessness and the aggressive style. This is how you impose your will on another team.
And big fella, let's get your thoughts on the Nuggets.
Well, they're obviously facing a hot shooting team tonight. That combined with a lackluster effort on defense, recipe for disaster, Ernie. Without major improvements defensively, this game is O-V-A, over.
That's it for now as the second half's just about ready to go.
Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter just about to get going here in what has been so far a runaway game. Really an incredible game from Malik Monk.
And I loved in that first half that they were patient, looked for good shots, and knocked them down.
Yeah, and then it wasn't all dunks. I mean, they were squaring up with confidence, and that became contagious.
And it's the Nuggets with the ball. Inside, Williams at the 4, Howard in the middle. Walker and Monk are the guard tandem. And it's Kid Gilchrist in at the 3. And that's the group for Steve Clifford as we begin the second half. Harris with it. Now guarded by Monk. Shot clock at 5. Stolen by Walker. A fast break now for Charlotte. And the layup's good off the glass. Walker's got the first basket of the second half here for Charlotte.
When Walker gets out in transition, good luck. Running so quickly down the floor for these high percentage chances.
And that replay presented by Under Armour showing us the fantastic steal that led to that fast break finish. Another unleash chaos moment. Now here is Harris. And there's the pass to Jokic over Howard. And that one's good, Jokic. Jokic has got 9.
And how does he get that one to go? No idea.
Walker with it. Passes it to Howard. Back to Walker. Monk dishes to Howard. So the wing on the left. Lets it go from 11. And Charlotte again with the bucket.
And how about Monk's ability to get shots up over the defense. He likes to stick it to them, just showing a lot of focus on that finish.
Now here is Harris. He's got 7. Here's Chandler, and it's Denver scoring again. Hornets leading by 22. Just over a minute and a half have passed here in the third quarter. Now Walker, he's got 11. Step back and squared up. Walker's got 4 points in the quarter.
Well, it's nice to have an option like him every time down the court.
Moutier kicks to Millsap. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. That's on Dwight Howard.
Yeah, it's really incredible when you think about the evolution of Millsap's game. This is a guy who was a second rounder that's turned himself into a perennial all-star.
Shooting 2.
And that one falls for Paul Millsap. And Chris, you've been working as an analyst now for quite some time. Do you feel that how you view and enjoy the game has changed as you've transitioned from being a player on the floor to the booth?
You know what? I've learned a lot, and I've learned to look at the game a different way, but I look at the game the same way. I think the onus is on the player to execute what the coach and the GM puts out there for you to do, for you not to become a one-dimensional player, for you to improve in the summertime. That's the only time you can improve. And when you don't come back and you don't improve, it's obvious that you have the same glaring weaknesses that you had the year before. Even if you're not on a team that can compete for a championship, you want to make sure that you compete for a championship, that you compete for an all-star, that you compete to have your name out there. And so a lot of times we'll watch some of those teams, and I love seeing if they compete or if they laid it down early in the season. So, no, I would say that really what gives me an advantage is that the way that I looked at the game, and hopefully, you know, that gives me a unique perspective when I'm out there trying to talk to other basketball heads like myself.
Nails the wide-open jump shot. Millsap's got 6.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Monk, the pass to Walker. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
Well, look, it's easy to see how important Kemba Walker is to this offense. His ability to score, but his impact goes beyond that. He does a great job of creating movement and opening up lanes for his teammates. He facilitates without turning over the ball.
That one is off. And with Kemba Walker, the Hornets are always one of the better teams in terms of limiting turnovers, and how he is able to take care of the ball is a huge part of that.
Well, fans often overlook how important it is to have a point guard who doesn't give away possessions. Walker is mostly a scoring point guard, but has become an all-around star with the completeness of his game.
So he comes up empty, missing both.
And Kemba Walker, a national champion at UConn, you knew he'd be an impact player in the NBA.
Moutier kicks to Fareed. Back to Moutier. Jokic a screen. 5 to shoot. And here's Harris from the arc. And it's sent back by Howard. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. Hornets leading by 20. To the left wing. Third quarter action, and just under 3.5 minutes have gone. And he uses the glass on the layup. 15 points for Kemba Walker.
Hey, when Walker has the hot hand, keep getting him the ball. He fills up the stat sheet quickly.
Denver calls timeout. Chris, if you were on the rules committee, what rule change would you like to see the NBA make going forward?
Well, Kevin, there's not a rule I'd necessarily have changed, but I'd ask them to kind of reinterpret a couple of rules, and that goes with the flagrant foul. I often see so many plays that are just hard fouls called as flagrant fouls, and that can affect not only a player and later on whether it's a flagrant 2, but it can affect the game. It can affect the next game by how it's interpreted, by a player being kicked out because of that. And so I just want to take the sensitivity or put the toughness back into that. So many flagrant fouls are called and they're not going at the head, or they're chopping down on the wrist, and I just like to see it get back to be interpreted as it was a little while ago, maybe 20, 25 years ago.
Now Walker following the miss by Gary Harris from deep. Monk kicks to Howard. Williams against Fareed. Williams' shot is off. Nuggets have gone 3 of 5 to start the second half, developing a nice rhythm out there. Moutier kicks to Harris. And here's Moutier. Screen by Fareed. Harris dishes to Chandler. And another miss by Denver.
And you know what? You can't get a better screen. Frees him up beautifully, but he just fails to capitalize.
The best laid plans, right? Well, I tell you right there, though, that's one they'll take every single time.
Now Walker. Wilson Chandler missing from long range. Outside Williams. Charlotte moving the ball around. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. When Marvin Williams came into the NBA out of North Carolina, the world was expecting a lot out of him, mostly because of where he was drafted, which was number 2 overall back in 2015. He hasn't lived up, Chris, to those draft position numbers, but he has been a solid contributor his entire career.
Well, it's not his fault the GM picked him that high, so I don't know. I think most players knew what his potential was. I just think that was a mistake of a GM. But for Marvin, it took some time, but he's grown into playing the power forward position. He came in as a 3, believe it or not, so I always thought he was at a disadvantage. He's always been able to shoot and stretch the floor from that spot, but now if he had played the 4, coming in and stretched out bigger guys, I think that would have been more advantageous for his game.
Lyles checked in for Denver. Kemba Walker hits them both.
Well, when you watch the Hornets play, they are very good at getting to the free throw line. They have a lot of players who can attack and draw contact. They get a lot of free points on offense that way.
Now here's Moutier. Fareed outside. Fareed a screen on Kid Gilchrist. And Chandler, here we go. And that one is good. Chandler's got 4 this quarter. And Chris, as you said, the Hornets do a good job of forcing the issue and getting to the line. Great rate of free throws per possession.
Well, it's always important to be able to get free throws as an offense. It kills any momentum the opposition might be building. Easy, reliable way to put up points on a nightly basis.
Now, here's Howard. Hits the close-range jumper. Howard's got 10 points.
And that's Howard's comfort zone. In close, near the bucket.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Fareed a screen on Walker. Here's Moutier. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
I mean, even from over here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
The Nuggets have gone 6 of 9 at the line.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The free throw good from Moutier. Some changes for Charlotte. Zeller, he's checked in for Howard. Frank Kaminsky comes in for Marvin Williams. And it's Lamb in there for Monk. And Denver with a change here too. Barton's checked in for Harris. So 1 for 2 that time at the stripe. And with sponsors coming to NBA jerseys this season, Hornets fans have to be pleased with their initial sponsor. Makes perfect sense when an owner also owns a shoe brand.
Well, yeah, and Brand Jordan as the owner sponsor just made too much sense. You like how seamless and unobtrusive it's been. If you have to have a jersey sponsor, you can do a lot worse than the Hornets.
And here are the Nuggets now after the basket by Charlotte. Back to Moutier. Barton outside. Fareed setting the pick for Barton. From downtown. Hornets with the rebound. Now here's Lamb. 8 points for him. Pick by Zeller. And Lamb kicks to Walker. It's good with time running down on the shot clock. Walker's got 10 points now just in this quarter. And it's the Nuggets with the ball. Down low and stolen by Zeller. Now here's Walker, defended by Moutier. Outside, Walker. He feeds it to Zeller. And Lamb kicks to Kid Gilchrist. Just 5 to shoot. Walker in the corner. Fires from 14. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. And here is the shot chart as we see how things are going for Harris.
And there isn't a whole lot of positives that you can take away from his performance from the mid-range game so far. A lot of chances have come up empty for him, but he seems intent on taking jumpers out there. Something's got to give.
Pass to Moutier. Lyles kicks to Barton. Some nice ball movement by the Nuggets. With the floater. Rebounded by Kaminsky. Kaminsky's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Walker the pass to Kaminsky. Kaminsky sets the pick for Walker. Kicks to Kaminsky. No good off the pick. Denver's gotten off to a very slow start from three-point range in the second half. They're 0 for 4. Barton right side. Fareed, and it's put back in by Fareed. Fareed's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
Always better to be lucky than good when it comes to offensive rebound. And unless you're as good as he is, then those tip-ins are all about skill.
Now here's Walker. 19 points in the game. From beyond the arc, Lamb, good. Lamb's got 11 points.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Barton outside. He dishes it to Chandler. Now here's Barton. Not a lot of room, and the shot is good. Barton's got his 2nd bucket of the game to go.
And how about the move he made there to come up and get himself clear in the lane for the deuce?
Pick by Zeller. And it's Walker penetrating. Score that one for him. His 8th field goal. 8 for 11 on a very accurate night.
He has them reeling. They haven't had an answer for him this quarter.
Screen by Fareed. Barton outside. Here's Lyles. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in.
And that's what you give up when you don't fight over the screen.
A lot of times your defense is your offense is your defense. This is poor decision-making right here. You can't let them have that shot. Also might have been a lack of effort.
Here's Kaminsky. The Nuggets getting the bucket. Stolen by Fareed. It's tipped. Here's the break. Here's Barton. Got a piece of it.
And registering one of the highest verticals at the NBA Combine, Zeller can send your shot back.
Some changes for Charlotte. Bacon, he's checked in for Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. And it's Stone in for Kemba Walker. The Nuggets also changing it up. Plumlee, he's checked in for Lyles. Millsap comes in for Wilson Chandler. And it's Jamal Murray in for Emmanuel Moutier. Now here's Lamb. He's got 11. Zeller, a screen on Barton. Here's Lamb. And count it. He'll head to the line with a chance to make it 3.
Standing just over 6'5" with a 6'11" wingspan. Yeah, Lamb can be a difficult guard to defend when he sneaks inside. Now, Jeremy Lamb, I love his game. A very lengthy two-guard out of UConn. Still developing as a player, but he has some great flashes at times. Not terribly consistent shooter, but he's crafty, and he can get buckets. He knows how to make the most of his length on D as well.
And Lamb, no good on that one. And with Lamb mentioning his length as a guard, last season he went off with an incredible 17 rebounds. Remember that game? Those are numbers, Chris, even centers dream of putting up.
Yeah, Kevin, I do remember that game you're talking about with Lamb. A lot of those rebounds came from his activity near the paint on both ends of the floor. When he forces himself to be involved in the action, he's at his best.
Here's Stone following the score by Jamal Murray. Pass to Bacon. Feeds to Kaminsky. Shot left block. Wing shot on the way. Millsap grabs the miss.
Man, right play, wrong result on that one. Generally, you knock those down.
Well, I like the decision making, though. I mean, that's a shot you want to keep taking.
Now here's Barton. Takes the 13-footer. No good that time.
Off target with what's a pretty good look from mid-range.
Here's Stone. Picked by Zeller. Stone dishes to Lamb. Zeller setting the pick for Lamb. Clock at 6. Banked in off the glass. Lamb's got 15.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
16 seconds left here in the third quarter. Murray kicks to Plumlee. Barton outside. To the middle. He wants to get to Millsap and does. The putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Just has that feel for the game, a feel for how to generate points, and that was a thunderous putback by Millsap.
And so it's Charlotte ahead by 26 points as we get ready for the break. It seems like nothing they do can go wrong as they string together one successful possession after another and are simply running away with this one. We've got more in store for you right after this. And from a recent huddle, let's listen in on head coach Steve Clifford.
Good offense, right? We got back every time, and we're doing a good job down there. Everything's in front of us. Keep working together. Just stay with it. This is how we got to play. This is how we got to play. Let's go.
And happy with the efforts of his team on both ends. Steve Clifford just wants to see more of it.
And, you know, you can just see everyone trust each other out there. The energy is high, and that's when this group is at its best.
Welcome back as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. Not exactly a nail-biter here, but you never know. So on the floor for Denver, Murray out there with Jefferson. Then it's Arthur. Then there's Plumlee. And it's Hernan Gomez in at the four-man position. A nice shot by Zeller.
Look, he has a good feel for the painted area. Zeller, never in a rush. Very deliberate with his moves.
Jefferson kicks to Hernan Gomez. Arthur passes to Murray. Plumlee with the screen. Loses the defender with the screen and drills the jumper. And that's now 10 points for Jamal Murray. Charlotte's gone 6 of 12 from outside. A very nice 50% mark, shooting the three ball well. Stone kicks to Kaminsky. Now the dish to Zeller. And we've seen a few players come into the NBA through different paths, either playing overseas for a year or spending time in the D League, now known as the G League. Chris, do you think that these alternative paths to the NBA will ever be as common as the standard collegiate path to the NBA?
Well, I think it can be, only because there's such an international presence in the game, and that now you're starting to find players all over. And the great thing about the NBA is it doesn't matter where you come from. It just matters what type of skill set that you have. So I can see it being other paths to the NBA, but the NCAA is always going to be one, in the fact that guys want to play for their state teams, and that's always going to be fun to watch. But thank God for basketball fans and athletes, there's a lot of paths to the NBA, which is the ultimate if you want to play basketball.
Absolutely. Plumlee with some nice D.
That's a great job to converge on him inside and prevent that easy look.
Arthur kicks to Plumlee. Deep two from Murray. Offensive rebound. Gristle on the play. Bucket's good. He'll go to the line.
Really nice job to convert the putback opportunity there. I mean, he stayed with that play from start to finish. That's something we say about him a lot.
Charlotte making a switch here. Howard's checked in. The free throw off from Plumlee. For Charlotte, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. Now the feed to Zeller. Screen by Howard. Back to Zeller. And it's Howard finishing it off.
Oh, the feed off the bounce is in just the right spot.
Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation. Plumlee with the screen. Here's Murray. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. And we know this league is enjoying great success. The Players Union, going into last season, created a program, Chris, to fund health insurance for all retired players with 3 or more years of service.
Well, I'm proud of our Players Union. I hope that other sports take lead. You know, you take care of those that come before you. That's one thing in the NBA we always know, and the players will always respect. That's why it was a unanimous vote by the Players Association. It definitely was a proud moment. I'm proud of my NBA brothers.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
Free throw good, Murray.
And Murray has it all. A deadly shooter and a remarkable penetrator. Terrific guard play.
And so Murray nails both of them. A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth quarter. Here's Stone. He's covered by Murray. And he hits it and gets hacked on the play. A 3-point possibility if he can convert the free throw.
Just no resistance on the inside. That's their 5th consecutive make in the paint.
Going to the line, Julius Stone.
The free throw drops for Stone. Chris, traditionally, we've had the standard 1 through 5 spots on an NBA team, but it seems more and more GMs and coaches are going away from labeling a player to one of those spots, like positionless basketball. Are we going to see more of that? Is it going to work its way around to another level? How do you view that?
Well, I just think that the game is evolving, and I think right now you have to have a certain skill set to play, and that means you have to be able to dribble, pass, shoot, and defend. If you think about it, we had players that could just defend, couldn't dribble or throw a ball in the ocean. Well, that really can't work anymore, and you have to have players with the total skill set regardless of size. I do think, though, that you'll always have to have positions. I hated how we took the center out of the All-Star game. You never see in baseball, they say, it's okay, you don't have to have a center fielder. You could just put 2 left fielders in there. You still have to identify a position, and for the tradition and the honor of the game, I say we do that. But we got some pretty big guys and some pretty great guys. So what would you call Dirk Nowitzki? Is he a 5? He's 7 feet tall. Is he a 4? Is he a 3? It doesn't matter. He just has game. What do you call Kevin Durant? A 7-foot flamethrower? I mean, he's a center, a power forward. I don't know what you call him, but I know that size or positions are no more defined defined by height. They used to be defined by height. 7 foot and up centers, 6'9" and up power forwards. Now you have 6'9" and up point guards. So I love the fact that the game's evolving, but I think the 5 best players are just going to play, but you're going to have every single size because right now skill set is all that matters.
And here are the Hornets now. Richard Jefferson missing on the 3. They grab their own miss. Here's Graham. No good on the 3. For Denver, they've gone just 33% from the field in the fourth quarter so far. They are 2 of 6. Over in the corner, Arthur. He kicks it to Murray. Plumlee with the screen. The NBA coaching ranks always looked at and scrutinized. Only 30 great jobs out there in the league, and yet they're on the firing line, it seems like, every season. Chris, what enables head coaches, in your opinion, to be successful? And has that changed over the years?
Well, I think what allows you to be successful, first of all, what is your acumen for the game? Can you communicate? Can you inspire players? Are you a humble guy? And, I think those are the main things that you have to, have as a coach. But look, players get traded all the time. Everybody's under pressure. So, just got to do your best and keep it moving.
Now, here's Jefferson. Denver passing it around. Shot clock at 5. Plumlee with the screen. Murray. And again, Denver no good.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
Here's Stone to the left side wing. And the Hornets miss again.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Arthur dishes to Plumlee. Murray with it. Plumlee sets the pick for Murray. Arthur kicks to Jefferson. Sinks the three-pointer.
Now that's a shot they'll be happy with on every trip, no matter who's taking it.
Charlotte has gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. The pass to Bacon. And the game and the culture of basketball has so many subsets. One of those is the basketball shoe culture, the sneaker culture. Players competing almost as much, Chris, for style points as they are for actual points.
Oh, yeah, and I love to say that I was part of that culture, with the black socks and with some different shoes that I've had at the NBA. It's a lot of fun, man. It's just something that your fans can relate to. It's something personal. It shows a personal side of what you have, your type of design. So, you're very fortunate if you get your own kick deal, and I was fortunate. It's a lot of fun, and the fans love it.
Trey Lyles checked in for the Nuggets.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
Hornets leading by 23. Monk kicks to Walker. Dishes it to Williams. Screen by Howard. Fades away. Passes it to Monk. Screen by Howard. Kid Gilchrist the pass to Howard. And another shot. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up.
I love watching Howard still doing his thing out there. A nightly double-double threat.
And that one misses. And every player out there has a story about falling in love with the game. Chris, when did you fall in love with basketball? And what was it like playing basketball as a kid?
Wow, it's so hard to remember when you first fall in love with basketball. There's so many great moments and great stories that you hear, but probably playing on the playground and seeing all the guys laughing and hearing the music and hearing the guys say check up and next game and smelling the sweat and seeing guys play physical. That's probably what it was. And then being able to play at a great gym called St. Cecilia in Detroit and then watch all the other players that played before us come in, the Isaiahs, Magic Johnson, Spencer Haywood, Terry Durod. I mean, you get to watch these guys play. Derek Coleman, Steve Smith. I could go on all day. Mark Makins, Terry Mills. I could just keep going. It was so fun watching these guys play. So to me, I fell in love with it as a kid, but every instance, every memory that I have made me fall in love with it that much more. How can you not fall in love with the greatest game ever played?
Well said.
Two shots.
Free throw, good. Jokic. And that's good as he hits both of his shots.
And one of the problems in the first half, that shoddy work at the free throw line. They needed to fix that, and they've been much improved since the break.
Now here's Kid Gilchrist. Back to Williams. 6 on the shot clock. A baseline J. Charlotte no good that time either.
And as he squares up from mid-range, the defender right in his face.
Well, he did a great job of staying patient, letting the man make his move, and getting right up on the jump shot.
Now here's Moutier. Millsap dishes to Chandler. Back to Millsap. Williams with the block. As you look at the league right now, how different would you say it is from when you played? And if there are a lot of differences, do you like the changes?
The NBA is much different from when I played. When I played, if you shot a jumper from the 15-foot range free throw line, they criticize you as a big fella. Now you have to be able to space the floor. If you were a big fella and led the break back then, they criticize you. Now you have a guy like Durant who is 6'11". So the game has changed from rules. It was so much more physical at the time. It was a slower pace. But, you know, that was then. I love the way that the game is now. I love that players have more freedom. I love that the pace is faster. You don't have to look back at your coach to have a play called every time. The trust is put in these players' skill sets. And so I love it, man. Anytime you can see Harden go to work, Durant go to work, Curry go to work, Westbrook go to work, LeBron go to work, Irving go to work, and just watch them play in an open offense, man, it's a lot of fun. So, yeah, I like the changes, and it was fun when I played as well.
Here's Walker, and the bucket counts. 3-point chance here.
You can't shake Walker. He's just a master at cashing in on these and-one opportunities.
Going to the line, Kemba Walker.
Shooting one.
That's good from Walker. Well, there have been some questions regarding the NBA's playoff format, Chris, if the division by conference is a good thing or if we should open it up to even more teams. Should we even have divisions? If you were going to change anything, what might you change in the playoff format in any way?
Well, I'll tell you this. I would not add more teams. Please. I mean, you're going to add more teams to watch more bad teams? Right. No, if you can't win almost 50% of your games, no way.
Agreed.
I did hear one thing that was kind of interesting is that what if you ranked the teams 1 through 16 in the playoffs? So that, yes, I still believe in divisions.
Right.
Kev, because I want the season to matter. Divisions, championships, that matters for a fan base. Those type of things matter. So I want to keep those in there. But if you did 1 through 16 that way, so the last two teams didn't have to play the best competition until the end, I just think that might be interesting. You never know what type of matchups you may have. But I think we've been having some great basketball in the last 15 years. So I don't know if necessarily we really need to change anything about the playoffs.
Interesting observations. On the wing, Chandler. He's covered by Kid Gilchrist. Chandler, no good. This has been a one-sided affair.
Yeah, they've done a nice job of extending their lead and maintaining that intensity level.
Pick by Zeller. And that's out of bounds. Charlotte will retain possession. Four on the clock. Takes the three. They get it back. And good work on the boards. They pick up the second chance points. Zeller's got 6 points in the quarter.
And the work ethic of Zeller. Now that's what makes him dangerous when scoping out opportunities on the offensive glass.
From 18 feet away, it's not going to go for him. And Charlotte will go the other way with it. Now, here's Monk, guarded by Harris. Pick by Zeller. And a wide open look for Walker. No good with the triple. Denver's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Chandler up top. He's covered by Kid Gilchrist. That one good for 2. And 12 points for Wilson Chandler.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout. Big-time dominance. And this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for the Hornets.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win. A game that not many will soon forget. And on the other side, one that I think most will try to forget.
And so with this, they'll end up with their second win on the year.
And with the win approaching, they'll take the first game here of 2 that they'll play against this team. Nice to get that first one out of the way and set the tone.
And as usual, some excellent work tonight in what was a quality big impact game for Walker.
Even when the entire defense was focused on stopping him, they couldn't slow him down. I mean, a terrific offensive player.
Now, Jokic, following the miss by Gary Harris from deep. The shot by Chandler, wide open. That's in, coming off the assist from Jokic.
And those are 2 teammates right there working in rhythm. One setting the screen and the other using it to get that separation.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. Left side, Walker. Jokic against Zeller. Over Jokic. A nice shot by Zeller.
And leaving nothing to chance here on this game-clinching run.
Yeah, that offense shifted into high gear. I love the attack mindset.
And so it's the Hornets taking care of business in this one. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a clinical performance they put on.
I know their fans appreciated it, and we saw at times just stretches of excellent defense. Potency from an offensive standpoint as well. They were pretty much dominant.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Kevin, thanks very much. Dwight, coming off of the loss in the last game, what was the difference tonight?
We got a good win tonight coming from a tough game last night. Started out strong. We just stuck with it. We stayed together, and we got a good win.
And a good performance on the second night of a back-to-back. Thanks, Dwight. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Chris Webber, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thank you for being with us. See you next time.